Kenneka Jenkins' death remains one of the most publicly debated tragedies that occurred in Chicago area. And because misinformation spreads fast, I wanted to share a clear timeline of what's publicly reported and also speak to what people are seeing now regarding Kenneka's mother. And we got to do this with care and accuracy. So I'm going to do a brief timeline real quick. September 8th to 9th, 2017, Kenneka attended a party at a hotel in Rosemont, Illinois. On September 9th, 2017, she was reported missing after her friends and family could not locate her. On September 10th, 2017, she was found deceased in a walk-in freezer area inside the hotel kitchen area. From 2017 to 2018, authorities publicly reported investigative conclusions consistent with accidental hypothermia or exposure to it, and the public's response was really divided. Many people are asking about this case, and I think a lot of people in the community and even online community continue to question the circumstances and raise concerns about accountability, safety protocols, and just the transparency with the case. Now, what we're looking at years later, the family pursued civil legal action, and in December 2023, major outlets had reported that a civil settlement had been pretty much connected to the case. So, what people are seeing now recently is there's been viral social media posts alleging that Kenneka's mother has been seen in publicly in deeply distressing circumstances. And online people are also discussing the settlement and speculating the NDAs and what was or wasn't allowed to be discussed afterward. And I want to be clear, I'm not here to diagnose anyone, shame anyone, or spread rumors, but I'm here to say this. Prolonged public loss like this can change a person's entire nervous system. Complicated grief can look like disorientation, withdrawal, visible distress, especially when the death becomes a worldwide spectacle and the family's pain becomes public property. And so, if you're sharing her mother online, please think twice before reposting footage that may be humiliating. If we say we care about Kenneka, we have to care about her family too. And recordings of someone in crisis should not be treated as a call for content, but a call for help. So I just wanted that to be put out there. I want to speak about Kenneka's case in a way that is careful but also honest. And I want to add important context to the ongoing conversation about her, especially in light of those recent public statements from her mom, Teresa. Some things have come out as of November 2025, and we saw some viral clippings of her in December 2025. And so this is, her own mother's words. And in a Facebook post published from Teresa Martin's verified page, Kenneka's mother really states that she still does not know what happened to her child and that she never received her child's key personal belongings. And that includes Kenneka's clothes, her shoes, her cell phone, and just other items that were personable to her. And her mother further writes that she was allegedly pressured into silence. She was also promised answers that never came and made to accept outcomes during a period when she was actually battling a serious illness. Kenneka's mom further describes being kept in rooms for hours, being told what to say, and even being led to believe that answers and belongings would be returned after the investigation, which she says did not happen. So she acknowledges that speaking now may result in legal consequences, but she definitely emphasized that she is living with unresolved loss and unanswered questions. And this is not commentary. These are her own words that she shared publicly. And there's also been some unconfirmed reportings circulating online. And there was a separate Facebook post circulating, and it was not authored by Kenneka's mother, Teresa Martin, but it summarizes claims about the case and the settlement. And the post is unconfirmed, but it should still be treated as such, and we're just going to say that it alleges. But it was stating that Teresa Martin was pressured to remain silent following a settlement, that she never received her daughter's belongings, and legal restrictions and agreements definitely impacted what the family could say publicly. And so the family really sought significant damages and later settled with distributions just outlined. So these details really do align broadly with mainstream reporting on the existence of a settlement, but there's specific figures that have been thrown out. There's been coercion claims thrown out and NDA terms that should be understood as alleged because unless it's independently confirmed by the primary legal documents or major outlets, we still have to just say that it's not really fully confirmed. But what we are now seeing with Kenneka's mother is significant. We are seeing Kenneka's mother with her visible pain, her public distress, and the way people are circulating images of her needs to be understood in a context that is not mocked or dismissed. Imagine being a mom who still does not truly know what happened to her child. Imagine your daughter dies under circumstances that never fully make sense to you. And there's years of unanswered questions, conflicting narratives, and a public story that never quite sits right in your body. And then imagine being told, allegedly, that certain things cannot be spoken about publicly, possibly through a settlement or an NDA, while you're left to live with what you know, what you suspect, or what you may never be able to say. If that were the case, would your reaction be abnormal? Or would it be a completely human response to unresolved loss when your truth is being silenced or you have prolonged grief? If folks can recall back in 2017, many people openly voiced their fears about Kenneka Jenkins' death. And was one of them. I really did not feel settled at all with the case. It bothered me tremendously. And her death fit a broader pattern of harm Black women have historically faced. Black women have historically faced cases where bodies are dehumanized, exploited, or treated as disposable. This is historical. And people raise theories about trafficking, sexual violence, organ trafficking, and other forms of exploitation. There's also been some theories that this was just purely accidental. These theories have never been proven, but they were also never really fully laid to rest for many of us, including her family, most importantly, her family. And as time has gone on, it feels like less information is available. It's like there's not more. And media coverage has narrowed, discussion is heavily filtered now. And so the space to question has significantly just shrunk a lot. And yet the unease has not left. And when people are saying and seeing that Kenneka's mother years later confirming their suspicions, it's like you don't want to hear conspiracy. You think it's more like, oh, this is unresolved grief. There's distrust in our systems, and there's that deep fear once again that another Black woman's story is closed without full truth or without collective accountability. Kenneka's family deserves to know what happened to her. They deserve peace. Her mother deserves dignity, compassion, and support, not viral humiliation. And all of us should be allowed to ask those hard questions about power and silence and whose stories are fully told, especially when that person at the center can no longer speak for herself. I think about her mother sometimes, more than often, unexpectedly, and it makes me deeply sad. And not because she's unwell, but it's because unresolved loss can really impact someone for a lifetime.